Hey everyone, it's Lars here, and welcome back to Virtual Paddock. First of all, Happy New Year! I hope you had a great start to 2022, and that will be a good year for all of us. But today, I'm gonna take a look at the past, a long way back. For the past 8 years, Mercedes have pretty much dominated Formula 1, with a clean sweep of the Constructors' Championship, as well as 7 drivers' titles. Not completely unchallenged, but one team dominating for that long was quite simply unprecedented. And it wasn't the first time Mercedes dominated in Grand Prix racing. In fact, they'd already managed to do so 85 years ago, in 1937. This is the Mercedes-Benz W125, which in the 1937 Grand Prix season won 4 out of 5 races in the European Drivers' Championship. It was powered by a 5.6 litre supercharged inline 8, which in race trim produced 595 horsepower, and on a test bed had even been measured at nearly 650 horsepower. Powerful enough that for 1938, for the first time ever, the regulations were changed specifically to slow the cars down. So as a result, the Mercedes W125 remained the most powerful racing car of all time for about 30 years, until the Can-Am cars of the late 1960s. And Formula 1 cars didn't actually reach that amount of power until the early 1980s. Anyway, enough talk about the power. Let's see what this car was like to drive.
Alright, so here we go. I'm at Monaco. And actually, one more point regarding the power. To put it into context, the average road car in the 1930s, in the late 1930s, had maybe around 25 horsepower, which means that this car was about 25 times more powerful than the average road car back then. Well, then obviously there's the question of, can you really use all that power? And I think in this car, the answer to that question is quite simply, no, not really. I mean, you can see the tires are super skinny, and they just cannot handle that amount of power. But it's not only the power. I think it also produced around like 900 or something Newton meters of torque, which is absolutely massive as well. The thing is, it is absolutely an amazing feat of engineering, especially for that time. But for me, as a German, it does kind of feel wrong to marvel at it too much, because this car is absolutely product of the darkest time in German history. It is very much a product of Nazi Germany. Not just because it was produced during that time, but the vast majority of the funding for the development of this car came from subsidies that Mercedes received from the Nazi Party. And Grand Prix racing back then was pretty much the nations competing against one another. So this car definitely also, in the eyes of the Nazis, should showcase the German engineering. I will say that aside from the political side, it is a fascinating car. And it wasn't only the engine which this car was revolutionary. It also used a completely different suspension setup than what was usual. Because until then, typically race cars were set up with very stiff springs, but very soft dampers. But for this car, in testing they found out that it wasn't really working, so they switched it around. So, soft springs but hard dampers. I'm not actually sure if I've gotten to full throttle yet throughout this video. I mean, you can see there that I'm getting close, but it is very rare that you really get to full throttle in this one. At least on this track. I mean, it doesn't help that there really isn't a proper straight at Monaco. You see, I'm constantly steering. Even when I'm almost going straight, I'm constantly correcting slides. Even getting through the tunnel here isn't easy. It also doesn't really have the best brakes, this car. Probably drum brakes. Right, I'm gonna try one more lap. Ah, damn it. All right.
So as you could easily see, that was, to say the least, quite tricky to drive. But I did enjoy it, and I think that learning how to drive this one properly can definitely help your driving skills. So if you want to try it out as well, I'll put the link in the description. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to see more content like this, be sure to click like and subscribe. So, till next time, use the downforce, and see you soon.